looking bad for Lil Durk. OTF Vonnie is working. I repeat, OTF Vonnie is working. I know for a fact, I know without a doubt, he is working. It's just in my soul, he's working. DJ Akademiks seems to think otherwise. We're going to get into his video today. And after we get into his video, I'm going to show y'all some very strong evidence of why I'm pretty sure, 99.9% sure, that Vonnie is actually working and Durk is in major trouble, all right? Let's go ahead and get into the video.
Coming out where people believe that they have found a new cooperant in the OTF case. Now, this case obviously involves murder for hire. The OTF case is, you don't know, they're claiming that under the direction of Durk Banks, he ordered a group of 5 other men to carry out and commit a murder against, supposedly it was going to be Quando Rondo, but the incident and the shooting took the life of his cousin, whose name was Lil Pop. He got arrested subsequently for murder for hire along with other people, and people have been trying to figure out who is the snitch. Now, in this case, I've reviewed it extensively. I've told you guys there's definitely cooperants, and by the way, because of how the case is set up, there's nothing that we've seen in the indictment as a smoking gun that shows that Lil Durk has said anything on a wiretap, has texted anything that's completely like, self-snitching or, anything that's there where he's just caught dead to rights. So what this charge would be is that people who would be cooperating against him. Who would be cooperating against him? Well, the people who either paid for the trip, people who did the murder, or people who were the middleman who got the people to do the murder. They would be able to tell on Lil Durk. So the new person who they're now claiming is the cooperant is someone named OTF Vonnie. Now, we talked about Vonnie. Vonnie was the guy who was on the plane, the private jet that came from Miami to LA. Now, allegedly, they got this jet. Afterwards, they realized that Quando Rondo was in LA, but they got the jet. Durk was on the jet. Vonnie was on the jet.
So that means you're giving us the watch for how much?
So you see him kind of conducting business. He's trying to make sure Von don't get finessed. A lot of people said he had a lot of love for Von, and that's why people actually believe that he was one of the people who would be with the quote-unquote slide-in for Von, because Von was his guy, and your guy get killed, you should be one of the shit. Muwap and them got sent to jail.
Here's the thing, though. He's not a street dude. He shouldn't be sliding on nobody should be taking him on any kind of drills, because he's not a street guy.
He would be one of the guys who had a real close tie to Von.
However you look at it.
Yeah. So you just give us the watch for 5 then, and then you just keep the earrings. We don't want them earrings.
No.
That makes sense, don't it?
Apparently, he was also considered the manager, or like the road manager, because 100K Track was the manager as well for King Von.
Just give us the watch for 5 right now.
I want to take a shot with you like that.
It's the same. So how much you telling me the earrings for?
Those are, look at the back.
No, how much are you?
Look at the back.
Okay, the
They're
back.
not expensive.
The back says 600.
Okay.
So that means you giving me these for 5,500. Like I said.
Yes, and plus tax.
Come on, man. You know coming out of quarantine like that.
I have to, bro.
Hey, how much you say you want for this one? 70?
I can sell for 80, no trade.
70 cash?
No.
Wire transfer?
See, you trying to say it's an 80, it's an 89. What about 70? Von keeping it chill.
70 in the parking lot?
No, bro.
30 right now. Come on.
We got some 2.5 carat each ones. And
Man.
It's wheeling and dealing. Now, a lot of people said this guy's a solid guy. They actually said he was the least likely nigga to snitch of the group. However, we're now hearing.
Come on, hold on. Who's saying that? Because like I said, he's not a street dude. He the money man. If they had to if they lined them all up together, and I had to choose just off of looks and just off of what I just knew off the surface about him, I'm putting money on him. And what I know that they was trying to paint him as the mastermind already, I'm putting money on him, because he got the most to gain from snitching. Not to mention he's not a street dude. Who says that, oh, he's the least likely to snitch? I would put that on Didi.
Says Lil Durk co-defendant OTF Vonnie confirms he wants to take a plea deal. It said, this is my jail number. Need to get in contact. Send me a message here. Inshallah. I'll call you this week. Just now, able to get everything on point. Love. Salams is okay. Do you have the situation under control? Said K Grant. Yeah, I'm trying to plea out to 32, which is the base for murder. God damn.
Not 32 years. No,
Yo,
you're talking about
chat,
level
that just
32 or
sounds
rule
crazy.
32 or something like that.
Trying to plea out to 32 years. Oh my God.
Max is 43.
So
yeah, I
base
think he talking about like a level. He's talking about sentencing guideline.
for murder. Which is the base for murder for hire. The max is 43, which is life. 2 points for the plea, 1 point for early plea, and 2 points for no background. 27 is 5 to 7 years. Hopefully, it's better than that. I can't go to trial. Might get a elbow. Don't want them to do me like them other boys. So it look like he's saying he's thinking about a plea. And it says you got
because them other boys is done for. They done. They cooked. Them other boys is done for. And by them other boys, I mean the shooters. They done for.
under control. If you take a plea, everyone else has to take a plea, because accepting responsibility means you're telling what your role was in it. But you can come home tomorrow if you let them know about Vaughn. What?
What about Vaughn? And first of all, this is from November 26th. So this is all the way from last year? Huh.
What the hell?
And what the hell he?
What the hell? What the hell?
He talking about Vaughn. What about Vaughn? I know Swipe was talking about they said they backdoor Vaughn, but that don't make no sense to me right there.
I don't know if that's a real text too, though. So let's just say allegedly for now. That's crazy.
I mean, all right. So if he's talking about sentencing guidelines, that means he's looking for a downward departure. Where we hear that before, Blue Da Vinci. That means he's looking for a downward departure. In order for him to get a downward departure, he's got to cooperate. I'm gonna elaborate more on that.
Lean out to 32 years is ridiculous. They're saying that he filed a protective custody order.
They all did, didn't they?
People are saying he was accused of taking $20K from King Von's deposit box.
Didn't all their attorneys file protective custody orders on their behalf, and Durk turned his down or something like that, right?
Somebody says his sister-in-law accuses Vonnie of ratting. Who's his sister-in-law? Super Hot Shopper. Let's see who that is. Super Hot Shopper. Who is this? Oh, wow. Oh, is this D Thing's like lady? D Thing is Lil Durk's brother. So I guess that would be, Durk's sister-in-law. Wow. I guess if she commented, that gives it a little bit more credence.
I mean, she could still be speculating, though. Who knows?
I guess she would know a little bit more, right? But also, these people could just be speculating. They could just be speculating.
But like I said, I got some strong evidence to show y'all.
Interesting. Let me go back. Let me see. Somebody on YouTube must have some shit about this. OTF Vonnie. The next thing they're going to say is, well, you can't really look him up in BOP.gov, which is, he's not in federal custody anymore. That's so let's look him up. Locate a inmate. Yeah, we're going to locate an inmate by inmates. Find an inmate. His name is Kevon Grant. Kevon Grant. Okay. Not in BOP custody. I've heard people say this on Clubhouse, and it's one of the dumbest shit I've heard too. Not in BOP custody. And by the way, I've heard Wack say this too, and I disagree with Wack. So I don't want you to think I'm ducking smoke with Wack. This does not mean he's snitching. Not in BOP custody. From what I've heard, doesn't it could mean he's housed in a resident jail that isn't completely feds.
Now, especially on Clubhouse and Whack 100 and them, they should know all about this because they homeboy Loose Cannon, the fake one, when he was in Nevada and he was getting transferred to LA, for a moment there it said not in BOP custody when he was being transferred. And that's when everybody was trying to say that he had started working and was snitching on Big U. But then we found out he showed up to LA. Remember that?
Okay. So there are some federal inmates that are not in a federal jail.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're telling. He's clearly an inmate because here's the thing, and this is what I'm saying, niggas be stupid. If they're trying to hide him, why would they even bring this up? Don't they think that the nimwits of the world would be like, well, we found him, but it says not in custody. He clearly is still an inmate. He has a register number. They're just saying the Bureau of Prisons, which is a federal bureau, which has certain jails and certain places, he's not under their control.
But not to mention, like I said, look, their lawyers filed for protective custody on their behalf months ago. Durk turned his down. I'm pretty sure he accepted his. So this has been saying this for him. He's been in PC. He didn't just start in PC. He's been in PC.
Doesn't mean he's telling.
No, it doesn't.
Again, I'm not saying he's not, but we like people are so eager to try to create snitches. And again, if somebody got some real intel, let me know. But I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm actually saying this is bullshit. I'm saying this is bullshit. And I'm actually surprised some of these guys are actually letting this happen or not clearing this up because I think, I could imagine people who like Durk or some street nigga might try to hurt him or his family. If there is someone snitching, put it like this, and this is another thing too. If he was snitching, right, they would quickly remove him out of this indictment.
Nope.
Quickly.
Nope. Because that would be a tall sign that he's working. And guess what? They don't want the public to know who the informants are or who the witnesses are. Yes, the defense has to know. Lil Durk has to know. The other defendants have to know, but they don't want the public to know. Y'all get it? So they're doing whatever they can to hide who the
I'm not
who's working and who's not. They're doing whatever they can to hide that fact.
Saying he's not snitching, but we just got to be a little bit educated. I'm not going off of a couple screenshots. This is not enough for me personally. But let the streets just do what they do.
He had got on the plane. Vonnie could tell him what happened, and then the timestamps from the phone.
Also, I'll be honest with you. A lot of YouTubers, they're eager to make content and jump ahead of the gun. Oh, this guy's snitching. And I've seen, and not so much Trenches News or whatever, but I've seen a lot of these guys make these assumptions, and when they're wrong, they act like they never said it.
Like Akademiks?
Like, I'm not saying I'm the greatest legal mind, but y'all gotta know what y'all are reading. And y'all gotta know what y'all are interpreting. Because y'all audience are depending on y'all for real shit. At this point, if you ask me, there is no, if anything I'm taking away from this, Vonnie probably has looked at with his lawyers the discovery and says, we're fucked. They probably saw the real cooperants and said, we're fucked. I'm not taking this shit to trial. I'm not getting take-aid. I'm going to plea out. And whoever is texting them is saying, well, listen, if you're going to plea out, and if that's what you're thinking, make sure everybody going to plea out too.
On digital footprint is going to be able to cooperate what OTF Vonnie saying that Lil Durk did or what they did before and who they got the phone call from. Now they're in California. He could say that Lil Durk knew all he needed to say, and Lil Durk is done. If he say that Lil Durk knew what was going on, because that's all you got to do is prove in a murder for hire case that you knew, and you just as well guilty as the killers. Now,
all he got to say is him and Durk talked about it on the plane, because him and Durk were on a private flight together. And who was that text message where Durk said, "Don't book nothing in my name"? Who was that text to? Was it Vonnie? If it was Vonnie, what's the rest of that text thread?
Vonnie got a gun charge too. He got the gun charges. So he had to buy the guns for somebody. So everybody finna go to jail. Everybody going down.
Yep.
And in this text message, he said clearly that he's not finna get an elbow like those other guys, you know, talking about the OTF members or possibly O Block. Nah, the tricky thing about this, he has more leverage, man. Hey, look, I know it might sound crazy.
Okay, so someone has corrected me. They said that this idea, when he says, I'm trying to plea out to a 32, okay? Apparently, if we Google federal sentencing guidelines, okay? When we Google this, there's a whole thing about it. Jesus Christ. But we could Google level 32. Apparently that wasn't years he was talking about, it was levels. It says federal sentencing guideline level 32 typically results in a sentence of 121 to 151 months. So it's 10 to 12 years, depending on the defendant's criminal history. The level is often associated with offenses involving in quantities of drugs or serious felonies, okay? Let's see if we could figure out like what crimes would be in that. Well, all right. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. See, I'm also open to being wrong.
So I said that's that downward departure. You have
So
to
if this is so he's supposedly he's talking about a level 32. So a level 32 would be a 10 to 12 years. I'm not gonna lie to you. If he think he's gonna plea out and hope to, the way it works in federal court, you got to get the letter. It's a 5K1 letter. If you don't get the letter comes in and it gets submitted into evidence at sentencing, only at sentencing. Okay, your time snitching doesn't end until you get the letter.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. If he gets sentenced between 10, well, I think he might have a criminal history, but if he gets sentenced between 10 and 12 years, he's snitching. I ain't gonna lie to you. Never mind. Never fucking mind. Nigga, you're in a murder for hire and you get 10 years? Yeah, you snitch.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know if that the text message is real, but if he's thinking he gonna get 10 years, oh, hell nah. A murder for hire? Oh, hell nah. He must be thinking, remember, look, federal sentencing murder for hire guidelines. It should say life.
Life or death.
If the person gets injured but not killed, up to 20 years. If no injured death occurs, could be 10 years. Now, it should say if there's death. If the murder is carried out and the victim dies, the penalty can be either life or death. It's over. Like,
They already took the death penalty off the table for them, though.
like so, ain't no you ain't getting out of no 10. So if he's thinking he's gonna get a 10, maybe that's an insinuation. So I'll correct myself.
Yeah, so that was DJ Akademiks, and he doesn't fully believe that Kayvon is really working, even though he's reading that stuff right there, right? So what I went ahead and did, of course, I pulled up BOP myself just to check, which is the Bureau of Prisons website, and no, you cannot find him there. That does not mean he's working though, because like I said, I'm pretty sure he's been in PC since like the start of this. I'm pretty sure, right? But here's what I did. I took the alleged text message. I took the fact that he's not listed in BOP, and this is what I also took. I'm gonna show you guys. I'm gonna show you guys something. This is Pacer. This is their file. Now, this doesn't mean it's Vonnie. This is for all of them. But when I put in Vonnie's name, Kayvon London, this is what popped up. This is 26 sealed documents in the last, month and a half or so. That's rare. So what it is they bulk filed a whole bunch of documents on 6/2? So what's that, June? And they all got sealed all at once. Then they bulk filed again, June 20th. Whole bunch of documents got sealed, bulk filed again, June 24th. Whole bunch of documents got sealed. I put that into some AI, along with the other things, right? Now, even if you take out that text message, even if that text message is fake, you still have the fact that he's not on the BOP website. They don't know where he is, or he's in PC or whatever. And what that is showing right there on Pacer, you put that in, and here's what it came up with. Grants removal from BOP system, unconfirmed but circulating text rumor of him targeting level 32, G92 filings, extreme confidentiality, because that's what all those sealed documents were. They were G92. Look, we'll go back. I'll show you. Right here, next to 208, G92. Next to 207, G92. Next to 171, G92. Those are highly classified, highly confidential. So with all that together, now you have a very high likelihood that Grant is cooperating or has already signed a sealed plea agreement with the feds. 26 G92 sealed manual filing, maximum confidentiality, usually used in cooperation deals. Same filing date, coordinated event, not random. Not in BOP, likely transfer to secure location or witness prep. Level 32 rumor, likely seeking sentence reduction via cooperation. Sound like he cooperating to ChatGPT. I don't think DJ Akademiks is smarter than ChatGPT. What y'all think? Huh? What else? I don't know. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that. I think he worked. I think that's a strong case to say that he working. He has flipped and he's working. That's bad for Durk. That's very bad for Durk, especially if he knows about other stuff, because they say he was the money man. What if he knows about the Kevin Mack situation too, back in Chicago? He might just walk away, just going into WITSEC. Witness relocation. If he can give up Durk for the little pad thing and the Kevin Mack, he might just get off with witness relocation. Which is wild. And like I said this from the start. Vonnie has the most to gain from snitching. Durk is really in between a rock and a hard place. Who's he gonna snitch on? He's the top dude. They want him. Right? And then if he does snitch, the streets is gonna look at him like, oh, he a rat. Whatever. His career done. But Vonnie, they're already trying to paint him as the mastermind. If they can't get Durk, they're gonna get Vonnie as the mastermind. So what's Vonnie's best bet to do? I'm not the mastermind. I was following Durk's orders. And if y'all don't believe that's gonna work, think about what just happened in the Diddy case. Think about that. They say Cassie was following Diddy's orders when she was slipping Mickeys to guys. She didn't get no indictment. She didn't get no time. They put that on Diddy. That's the same thing I'm gonna try to do to Durk if Vonnie's cooperating. Anyways, y'all, that's my video for today. Y'all let me know what y'all think about that down in the comment section. And if you're new to the channel, you made it this far, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you hit the bell icon while you're down there. That way YouTube notifies you every time I drop a new video. And while you're down there, hit that like button and drop a quick comment. All that helps the video get into the YouTube algorithm. And all that is free for you guys to do. For now, it's your boy King Charm saying I appreciate y'all in advance. Peace.